Okay, we are live. Thanks, Vanessa. I appreciate you helping out. The computer basically sticks all the time, so sometimes it takes me quite a while of clicking and re-clicking and restarting and everything. Hopefully, it's because it's an old computer and that's what the problem is. So, yeah, hence the reason why it freezes all the time. So I'm just going to plug in my phone, and I'm also going to plug in my glue gun. So good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Had a purchase that I did on eBay a couple of days ago, and I'm not sure if anybody's ever used eBay, but it's not like Amazon where it asks you to go through and verify your address and everything. And I hadn't realized that the eBay account that I had been using was about 3 to 4 years old. So my address was never updated on that account. But I went ahead and clicked play thinking it was, buy, thinking it was going to take me to another screen so that I can verify everything before the final purchase. Instead, it went ahead and just purchased the item. So immediately when I realized the address was on there wrong, I sent an email to the seller. Actually, I sent 2 of them, letting him know that the address was wrong. The items, I still wanted them, but I needed the address to be changed. Well, about half a day later, he sends me an email, says, well, we can't change the address. You'll have to cancel it and rebuy it with the correct address. And we can only cancel it if it hasn't been shipped. So I wrote back to him. I said, okay, go ahead and cancel it. Put the items back in inventory so that I can rebuy it with the proper address. Yesterday, I get an email back from the seller. Well, we can't cancel it. It's already been shipped. However, on the eBay information sheet, as well as my account, there's no tracking number on it. So I called eBay this morning, explained the situation to them, and they say, well, no, there's no tracking number on it. So this guy hasn't actually sent it. So we're going to open a dispute. But call PayPal as well and dispute the charge. So that's what I was on the phone doing, is talking to PayPal to get them to put a dispute in for the charge that this guy did for me, because they can't find a tracking number on the file as well. So which basically means this guy's going to have to prove that he actually sent this item out within minutes of me ordering it. So it's just a fiasco. That's why I stick to Amazon and stuff like that instead, because they verify everything. So anyway, so that was my long-winded story. So yesterday when I went to the store, I ended up buying the Graphic 45 corners like I had mentioned. I have Tim Holtz ones. I cleaned up everything this morning and checked all my boxes. Yeah, MIA still. So it'll eventually come out. It'll probably come out when I no longer need them, which is usually the case with anything that I'm looking for. And then I went ahead and splurged and got the big, huge tag with all the little flower thingies and leaves that I figured I could use on the cover of the album as well, because it looks really pretty, and it's got the smaller tag as well. And I think that's an ATC size, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2.5 by 3.5. So it is ATC size. So that's perfect, because when I'm doing the ATC sizes and things like that. So I also went ahead and started designing some of the pages this morning. But what we're going to do now is we got to finish putting on everything that I was going to do yesterday. And then we can start designing the inside covers and everything else. So I am going to, so that I don't lose them this time, I am going to use, okay, so that's these ones. Oh, I didn't realize they weren't. Okay. I thought they were all 4 like this. I've never actually used them, so that's why. Huh. Great. This is not exactly what I wanted. So let's see if we can get this to work, though. Well, it does definitely go the route I wanted. So, these are not the ones I wanted. Okay, does anybody know how these are supposed to go on? You're supposed to glue them on? Because normally the ones I use, you just use a pair of pliers and snip them in, but this doesn't look like that way. It's supposed to go like this. Vanessa, you got any clue how these are supposed to be used? I mean, I can glue them on, but, and I do have matte 3D gel to do that with, but I'm not sure that's supposed to be the right way. All right, time to look up a video. All right, sorry, shaking of the camera. All right, let me see if I can figure out how to use these things. They're called ornate metal chroners. Huh, an item that I have no clue how to use. And of course, there's no information about it.
Welcome to
Nope, doesn't look like she has them.
of course your boxes and things like that, but also to cards or pretty much any of your paper crafting. This piece that has more of the wraparound edge, and this has in the center there, it's a little bit more malleable, so you can press this down.
Okay, so it is the same way. From what she's showing, it's the same way that we normally use it, except that it didn't look like it could. So I'm going to get my hands on some pliers. Just gotta get underneath my. I'm going to use that. I'm going to need my pliers. Okay. So, from what I see on the video, she does use it the same way. So from this one here, what you do is you put it there, and then the other ones, the other ones that I have, you press it on both sides. But on this one here, from what I can see, you press it down on just one side. Okay, and I've actually, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just start it. All right, I can't do it on my desk, so give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna do it on my table. Because if I try and do it on my glass mat, it's gonna ruin it. All right, so the idea here is you're going to put it down on the corner, holding it in really, really tight. Okay, take your pliers and you are going to bend. Actually, I should do this backwards. I'll show you how it's done in a minute. All right, so this one is pretty much in. See how it goes in? And then take a hammer. And then just kind of squeeze it. Yeah. It's not the greatest, but it'll work. But for these ones, I think what I'm going to do is I'm also, as a second precaution, I am going to put the 3D matte gel in it, just to make sure that it does not come out. So. Okay. And this one, I know for a fact, it will dry clear. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put some glue in it, and then press it back into place so that when it dries, it's going to be, oh, the other ones I'll do beforehand so that, like I said, the other ones that I normally use, it doesn't do this. It has a full backing on the bottom so that when you press it in, all right. So once it dries, it should be fine. There we go. So on the other one, I'm going to do it beforehand. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put a bit of the matte glue, and can't find, I was looking for my small little paintbrush, but so I didn't have to use my fingers, but oh, there we go. I found it. So put it back on the corner here. Now clean this up. There. Now, nice. There. Nope. This is not working the way I wanted it to. 2 down, 2 to go. And the other 2, I think I'm going to do it a bit differently. Bang it in first, and then I'll show you guys what I did it, how I did it. All right, they say practice makes perfect. Yep. Too bad I didn't start with the back, because that one came out perfect. I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay. So basically what I did is I laid it down with the 3D matte gel, and then with the hammer, I hammered it at the side so that it would curve into the chipboard. And you're not going to see this part down here because that's where the lace is going to be. Normally, it should be that this is supposed to go in there nice and neatly. Normally, it should go nice and neatly so that it comes over. Okay, so you can see here. So this part here is not made thick enough. They didn't give you enough of an overhang that when it comes down, it's supposed to make a corner in here. These ones are made small. So I'll know from now on that I have to get the Tim Holtz ones or the ones from Michaels. I do not recommend the Graphic 45 ones. See, they should have gone in. It'll stay. Trust me, it'll stay now. Especially when the 3D matte gel dries. Yeah. Okay, so this one. And this one doesn't like me. All right, just gonna leave it alone and let it dry. Hopefully it won't come out. All right. All right. Yeah, see, this one's already tight. All right, I'll just put this away. And I will be right back. I'm just gonna go wash my brush. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure anybody's awake yet, Vanessa. I'm doing this very early in the morning, but that's okay. Maybe they'll comment on it after the video's over. No big deal. So I want to make sure there are no sharp edges. So, all right. I'm not sure why my chat's not coming up. I'm going to restart my browser here. There we go. Okay. I know Emily couldn't join us today because she had some things to do. So unfortunately, she will not be joining us. So now I started on this yesterday. One of them, yeah, this is the one I sealed. All right. Yeah, no, started in the middle. Started. Yeah, I want to start it here because okay, which way does this go? Yeah, that's okay, so start it in the back. There. Alright, so there we go. Oh, I hate starting a new thing. A new whatever you call these things. All right. And I apologize, guys, because I know it's not in frame. See, it'll cover up a lot of your screw-ups as well, too. All right, thanks, Vanessa. Good, I'm glad you guys can see what I'm doing then. And when I cut out the paper's also going to be just under, so 1/4 of an inch, so it should be fine. And the reason I started in the back, so that the joint will be in the back. Now, the way I do the corners is I tend to bring it all the way to the end. So I'm going to do it like this. Bring it all the way to the end, going on top of that book corner. So bringing it down and holding it there for a minute or two so that it completely sticks to that corner. I don't cut it. Okay, so once it's in there, yeah, unfortunately, okay, let's move some of this stuff from over here so that I can see if I can shove it a bit further up. Oops. Back on my desk after. one, not this one. Okay, let's put this. Let's put this here. This has got to go back in my tool thing. There, now I've got some room here. Maybe I can be able to show you guys how to do this corner. Nope. All right, let's move one other thing out of the way. All right. All right, so now we're in frame. Now we're in frame. Now that I moved some things out of the way, we can see what I'm doing. All right, so like I said, bring the corner all the way down to that section. And then what you're going to do is you're going to loop it this way so that it has a little bit of an overhang. And that way, when you put it back into the corner, you've got that little piece. So just kind of crisscross it this way. Okay, let's see if I can get that there. Stay. Fall down again. So with your glue gun, you're going to take it, and as if you're starting on the other side, put a little bit of glue, about a half an inch in, an inch to it, half an inch in, pinch it in the corner, and then start this again, ignoring the pinch on this side. You'll go back in and put the pinch in there afterwards. So there you go. And you've got the perfect corner, and it's not bulky. So then go back in, and that pinch that you had, and put a little bit of glue on the corner inside of, underneath it. There you go. There. And then just hold it down a minute so that it dries. So when you turn it over, now you'll see it's not bulky and it's perfect. See? So then just continue on with this side. See, you can't do this with fabric tack and stuff like that. It does not dry fast enough in order for you to do it correctly. That's why I was getting really frustrated with the fabric tack when I put down the blue yesterday. So I now know, because I don't know, so far it's been about 2 or 3 years that I've done some of the albums, and it does not come off. Maybe it's the way I do it that it, you know, you can't rip it off. Once it's on, it's on. It's going to be tight. Do it in small sections. Don't do it in big sections so that you can get it in there properly. Because if you do it in too big of a sections, it's not going to stick. You'll miss a spot. Hey, Margaret. Good morning. Okay, again, take the ribbon or the lace or whatever it is that you're using and go to the end, into the corner. Make sure it's stuck. Make sure it sticks down good. Give it a minute to cool down. So much for my manicure, Vanessa. I knew this was going to happen. I'm going to have to get them to go in. Oh, well. All right, so then turn the book and do the exact same thing. So pinch it on the side, on the edge here. So you're going to pinch it, make it kind of like a loop. Okay, you may have to pull if you went too far over. There you go. So pinch it a bit so that it gives you a little bit of a nice corner. Hold it down with your finger or your thumb. And then start it up again. Okay, again, just put a little bit because you just want to do it there. You got to go back in and fix the loop. And then put it down. And I buried my spatula. I did. Okay. Yeah, mine does. Well, I think you ended up getting getting what we call shellac here, which is the one that doesn't come off very fast. It lasts for 2 to 3 weeks, like a month or so. I think that's what you got, or something. You said something about that. Dipping, I think, is what you called it. We call it shellac here, where you have to, once they put the stuff on your hands, you have to put it in a UV light. Is that what it is? They put the colors and then you put your hands in a UV light for it to dry. And then go back in and put just a little bit of a dot inside of that pinch part. Yeah, but when you say it's dipped, Vanessa, does that mean that once you dip your hands, you put your fingers back into a UV light? Or when you say dip, did you have the artificial nails put on? Okay, so that's gel nails. So then I guess I'm not sure what you mean by dipped, because I've never heard of that. The only dipping that I know of is when they do artificial nails, and then they dip it in powder. Maybe it's something new that we can't get in Canada. Who knows? It's dipped in powder. Okay. But is it a color powder or is it a clear powder? Okay, but when they dip it in powder, is it a clear powder or a color powder? It's a colored powder. Oh, interesting. Oh, who knows? Maybe one day I'll come there and you'll show me what they're talking about. Because I've never seen it. Because like I said, the only kind of dipping that I know of is when they put the fake nails and they have to put the resin powder on top of it to hold the nail together. I've never seen the color dips, the color powder dips. And then, again, it could be called something different here, because I know the only ones that we have is shellac. Maybe Vanessa, when you get, not right now, maybe later, you check YouTube and link me a video of what you're talking about when you say powder dip. Because like I said, I've never seen that. And it might be called something different here in Canada. I moved my little thingy. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. There's some more. All right, let's get an MIA. Not no more. Okay. Oops. It's almost time for me to get more glue sticks. I know I'm going to need one for sure. Down low. I didn't need now, but thank you. Make sure it goes in on those edges where the book is going to be closing. Okay, what the heck? Okay. Didn't realize it was two pieces. Darn it. All right. No big deal. Just cut it. My lighter. So let's take a quick peek at this video she just linked me. Maybe then I can understand what she's talking about and give you the proper name. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Door. Oh, that's what I need. Thank you. I had to get a replacement receiver for my daughter's room because her receiver for her cable stopped working the other day. Yeah, we do not have anything like this in Canada. Huh, interesting.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important.
Give me a second. I want to take a look at this. So she dips your fingers in. Okay, and then puts another coat. And then puts another coat on top of it again. Okay, okay, I know exactly how this is done. This is acrylic powder. So the acrylic powder pretty much works the same way as when you get the fake nails. But instead of putting the acrylic powder on top of the fake nails, you put it on top of your natural nail. So we have something similar, but not quite like that. But now I know what you mean. Yeah, it's the acrylic powders. I've just never seen the colored ones or the color acrylic. It'll be interesting to see if they bring it over here. And you still have to take it off by dipping your hands in acetone and all that other stuff for a while. So it's like I said, it's done the exact same way as fake nails. All right. All right. Yeah, sorry chat is so quiet. I guess everybody's still trying to wake up. And I'm concentrating, so not making much of conversation. Again, I'm going to bring it right to the end and then do my loop. Hi, Emily. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a minute. I am going to read what you just said. Just don't want this to get cold. Oh, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. And hope you end up having a good afternoon. There we go. Got that part done. I'm going to cover up a lot of this, you know, drastic mess. See how so far it's starting to look. Oh, nice. Yes, that's right. You had said that you wanted to start a garden. You know what I'm thinking too? I'm thinking since I have a lot of this stuff left over, what do you think? After I put the paper down, put this piece down so it hides a lot of the imperfections underneath it? Huh. That might definitely be an idea. Because I've got lots. I think this stuff cost me like 5 cents a yard. That might definitely be an idea. I'll look at it afterwards once I put the papers down. Oh, nice. That means you can be able to plant a couple of more things in there, Emily. All right. So again, doing the corner, pinch it like that. Pinch it straight. Put a little bit of the just to get it started. Put it down. And then go back in and put a little bit of glue on the inside of that pinch so that it holds it down. Ooh, corn, tomatoes, peppers, watermelon. Ooh, the watermelon I would like to see. I am addicted to watermelon. Oh, definitely worth it. Especially with some of the, I don't know how much watermelon over there costs, but for me, a big one, a nice size big one, is usually in about the $8–9 range. Even the little tiny ones, the seedless ones that look like a melon, those are usually about $5 or $6. I usually wait till midsummer and get the big, huge ones. Those ones then are definitely worth it. Like they're $13, $14, so it's pretty big. And it usually lasts me about a week. Okay, so it's $4 is actually pretty decent. Yep. Well, no, Margaret, she's going to grow them in her garden. That's what she's saying. She wants to grow the watermelon in her garden. Yep, that's exactly what I say. Good luck. Don't think watermelon's easy to grow. But, you know, you try it once and then see how it goes. And hopefully it works. Oh, hopefully it works out for you, Emily, because it's definitely worth it. Especially if they already have a food vegetable stand. Darn it, I forgot to pinch this one before I put the glue down. Good, it was still hot. Okay, gonna need another. Okay. Could have sworn I got it ready. There it is. Okay, so now I can pretty much estimate how much I need. And about there. Where's the scissors? Here. Nice. If you like gardening, that's definitely the way to go. I don't have the patience for it. I got the area that I can do it in, but I definitely do not have the patience for a garden. I remember growing up, my mother used to always have a garden. Tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, everything under the sun. And we'd go out every morning, 5, 6 a.m., pick all the tomatoes, and she'd be screaming coming out the door, "Don't pick the tomatoes, they're not ready." But with 3 growing boys and myself in the family, yeah, that was the easiest breakfast before school. Fresh tomatoes right off the vine. And then I also remember when it came to like mid-August with the Italians, we all go down to the train station and pick up all the fresh bushels of grapes that just came in, lug them all back to my grandfather's garage, and then putting them in these big, huge tubs that he crushed them all up to make the wine. Meanwhile, all the grandkids are huddled around eating all the fresh grapes that came out of the bushels. And then all the older women, my grandmother, my aunts, and everything would get together during the summer and do all of the big, huge pots of tomato sauce. So they'd boil all the tomatoes, they'd cut them all up, and then puree them and make them into the tomato pieces that you needed to start off the fresh Italian sauce. So every year we'd have a closet full with about 100 jars to get us through the winter. I don't know if your family or anybody still does that, but yeah, I still remember it. Usually took about 5 people, including my aunt, my mother, the girls helping out to wash all the tomatoes, because we'd go through about 100 bushels of fresh picked tomatoes from the farm. And then the men would be huddled around the grapes, making the crushing the grapes to make the wine, the homemade wine. Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't want to freeze it, Emily. You don't need to freeze them. If you do it properly and you boil the tomatoes and then you put them into the jars. I don't know the exact ratio. You'll have to look it up. But you boil the tomatoes, you skin them, you puree them, and then you put them while they're really, really hot into the vacuum sealed jars. They don't go bad. So you don't have to freeze them. Exactly, Ray. You just basically make them, you put them into the jars, and the heat of the jars will seal the jars and make them stay longer. You puree them. Again, I'm not quite sure exactly what the ratio and stuff is, but I just remember that when they boiled them, they put them in the canning jars, and then they stored it upside down for a week so that it would seal properly. I guess if you don't puree the way I'm talking about, like heat it up and stuff, I guess you would want to do that. Put it in the freezer in order for it to preserve. And I just realized. And good morning, Ray. Thank you for joining us. There. Okay, that looks really nice. What do you guys think? Now that I've got the lace on it? And you got glue strings everywhere. Debating on whether I want to go back in, since that is kind of messed up, go back in and put these things on it. What do you think? Because I can use the 3D matte gel to hold the two pieces together. That actually might be pretty. Because this one you can barely see. Either that or I can put, I don't know, I'll think about it. 2, 3. Ah, we got a runaway ornament. Okay, I'm sure it'll pop back out again to find the other one. No, not yet, right? I should be doing that later today after this live stream, because I've got to go through all the stuff. Yesterday I was running around with my daughter. I had groceries to do and everything. The totals are made up. I just got to check them against all of the actual bags so that verify the totals that we've got. So I'll be sending out messages today with all the information and everything. All right, so I got this part done. Now, should I work on the... I'm going to leave the cover to the end, like to actually put stuff on it, because I don't want it to be constantly getting crushed in order to do the inside pages. So I think I'm going to leave it that way for now. I'm going to leave it just like this. The important thing is the reason I worked on it is I wanted to get the corners in and I wanted to get the lace in. See, and this lace is still not sticking properly. I'm going to use a little bit of the art glitter glue. And by the way, Vanessa, your little trick didn't work. Did not work. It didn't flatten. It left it bulky. So next time I am not going to use fabric tack for something like this. All right, so that's the back and that's the front. All right, now so what we need to start with is I'm going to be doing it's going to be a flap here with a waterfall on the inside page because I want to try and do the maximum number of pages in here. And now these are going to be our, how do I want to do this now? Okay, so I know the inside mat. I think this will be pretty like this. And then put the blue on top, back on top. Oh no, because that's gonna be matted, that's right. All right, this is not, this black has to go on top. Has to be on top of it. Should we keep the flap this way and the flap that way? So do I, yeah, because I can mat it on top of this. Just gonna see what else I've got. I took the book apart this morning so that I could actually see what papers I had. All right, so I already used one of these. I can use this, but it's pretty much going to be covered up. No, I think I like this one. And the question is, do I have two of them? Okay. Let's put some of these things away. Doesn't have to use this for the moment. Put that back in my container. All right, so those two I'm going to keep separate. This one. This one. There. Ah, there's the other one. That's right. I do have another one. So, I think though this might not work because I cut it down. Let's see. Nope, not gonna work. So, in that case, I'm going to use this one. Which album are you talking about, Emily? Which album are you talking about? If we're talking about the redneck one, that one I'm going to have to do with you to put the bare bones. I can't continue working on this one if we're going to start that one. I mean, we can do it around 7:30 tonight, but if it's that one, we have to start from scratch because it's not going to be as big. Oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah, I can continue working on this one depending on how much I get done today. Okay, I think I'm going to use this. I want to keep it within the yellows. Yeah, that looks a lot better. What do you guys think? Thinking the yellow or orange? There's going to be stuff coming on top of it, but the peak, you're going to be able to see some of the peeking out of it. I don't have anything in yellow without sacrificing. I have that 6x6 that I still have to work on. So I can work on the 6x6. Talk to me when you come back and we can plot it all out. So what do you guys think? It's going to be, I'm thinking I'm liking the yellow. Against this lace, I'm thinking I'm liking the yellow. To do the inside waterfall. Because I'm thinking the orange just screams too loud. It's too much orange. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, the orange is going to be okay when you're going to use small snippets against the pattern paper, but that's why I guess the yellow is catching my eye a lot better. So the question is whether I have to cut it down, and it doesn't look like I do, because I want to cover up this trim. Unless I use a blue. Wait a minute. Unless I use a blue. Because I know I bought blue. Where's the blue? There's the blue. There's the blue. Oh, but no, not if I'm going to use the blue trim on the inside. But I need to take the blue out anyway. Yeah, the blue on blue is not going to work. Oh, maybe. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I answer my own question. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, sticking with the yellow. I like the yellow. Yeah, but Vanessa, if I use the blue, okay, this is the blue, okay? I was thinking of doing this back up. Actually, no, you know what? You're right. I can't. I can't. Because I'm doing the no, this is the only trim I've got. This is it. I didn't buy any white or yellow or anything like that. No, I got to stick with my original plaid because I got a feeling though, once the yellow is down, and it's going to cover up all of this thing, the waterfall is going to go on top of this. So with the waterfall being on top and the flops, wait a minute, if I design it, if I design it with the flops, it needs black. It needs the same color as the base so that you don't see it. Okay. I am losing it, guys, and I apologize. So it is the block that I need because it has to be the same color as the base because the waterfall is going to be on top. There. That's the way it's got to go, like this. And then I got to do the two pieces for the waterfall. So the waterfall is going to be like that because it's going to go on top of each other. And then the inside pieces is the ones that that's right. So now looking on this one, yeah, because the top flap and the bottom flap are going to be just inside of the cut. So it's got to go back in there as black, like this. Yeah. And then the flops are going to be just inside. It's going to be 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, this is the way it's got to go. And then the flops are going to go 1/4 of an inch inside to make it thinking. The reason I want to use another large piece of black, Emily, is because this is going to be where the waterfall sits. So this is your background, your waterfall, then you're going to have the flap is going to go this way with another flap going this way. So that when you open the waterfall, it goes this way, like that. And then the waterfall is going to be on the inside here. So you're going to have this one in here matted at 1/4 inch around with the waterfall going in the middle. That's why I got a feeling it's going to have to be matted in black. So that you're covering up the F-ups to start with, and then you're going to put the waterfall and the flips right on here. So that's exactly the way I'm going to do it. Now this one. threw it over here. Okay, my little credit card's gone. No biggie. You'll see. Let me build the waterfall parts, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Because right now I'm just doing the first part of the waterfall. And then you guys will be able to get an idea of the way what I'm talking about. Now, if it's wrong, no big deal. We'll fix it. All right, so this piece here is going to go on the top, and then the waterfall pieces are going to be 1/4 of an inch in to start with the flaps. Thanks for that suggestion, Emily, because it's always a good idea to save paper. All right. Alright. Yep. Make sure you burnish it really well. All right, that part done. I'll do the back one after. Right now, I just want to get going on the waterfall part and the flaps like I was going to show you. All right, so we're going to put that down at the bottom for now. And we're going to, all right, so all right, so the top flap is going to be 11.5 by 10 and 3/4, and then 11.5 by 5.5. All right, so the first two sheets have to be cut down to 11.5. So now the first sheet has to be at, top flap is 11.5 by 10 and 3/4. 10 and 3/4. So it's going to be only a quarter of an, I know it is. This sheet here. All right, so that's 11.5, this part here. Has to be the 10 and 7/5. And then this sheet, which is it's going to be 5 inches. Is it 5.5? 5.5. That's the 5, right? Yeah, that's the bottom part. Good. All right. So, and it's going to be a side. Oh, I need 2 of these. So that's going to be 5. What's that one? Because the back is going to be the same way. So it's that one. So that is going to be 11.5. So this one and this one is going to go together because that's going to be the back part. Okay, so now this one is 11.5, so it's going to go. It's going to go 11.5 this way. Yeah. half then. Let's go this way, so you gotta go in here. Yeah. Go to a quarter. Okay. Where the heck did the other piece go? I just cut it. This is weird. I literally just had 4 pieces of paper in my hand, and I now only have 3. One of the papers up and walked away. And it's nowhere near my cutter. Honestly, I literally turn around, cut the paper, put it up here. And then I grabbed the second sheet, cut that one down to the 5.5, and it literally walked away. Oh well, I'll cut it again. Oh, maybe it's in the book. No, it's not in the book. But it fell out of the book. See, I told you I got it. There it is. Oh my goodness. All right, so this part here is 11.25. This should be the 5.5. Okay, and that one's the 5.5. Okay, and then I'm gonna have pocket on the top flap. So I do need the other sheet, and it's going to be the same, except I have to do hinges. Hinges I could do out of these. Yeah, I might be able to do the hinges out of those sheets. Okay, so let's go to 11.5 again. This pocket has got to go to 11.5. Right, so it's going to be 11.5. Right, and then it's got to be 5.5, I think. So we're going to do a 5.5-inch pocket and do the hinges on the 5-inch. So it's got to be 2 sheets, 2 of them at 5. 5.5, 5.5. So you got 2 shepherds. Now, what is this one? So I need 1, 2. So these two have to go. These two have to go to 5 inches. Go to 5 inches. These are going to be hinges. That bottom one is going to already be there. All right, so then what we're going to do here is these should be 11 and a half, which they are. And this is going to be your side hinges because the pocket in the front of the flop, the sheet is not big enough. It should be 12 and a half, but because we don't have 12 and a half sheets, I'm going to hinge them a little bit differently. I'm going to put the hinge on them. So, let's do the hinge on this side. So score it like you normally would. And I'm going to put a marker on this showing that this is going to be the pocket. This is the pocket. So I know which piece is which. All right, thanks, Emily. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to take my buffer. There, that should help me. All right, so then got those pieces done. And then what you're going to do is on your hinges, you'll take those and you're going to score them in half. Now, to make sure that you don't lose track of them, I am going to put them on the pocket right away. You know what? I'm just going to grab another. There you go. Use my Tim Hortons reward card. That's right. There's your pocket. Just bend them backwards. Tape on it. So what do you guys think? Is it a good idea for me to come on in the mornings like I am, when I'm wide awake and I can actually concentrate in making these albums? Alright, so that's the other pocket, that's the other section. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So we'll see how far we get today, and I'll go till about, I'll go at least another 45 minutes, around 1:30. We'll see how far we get, because then I've got to get myself lunch and figure out what to make for dinner. Now I'm also going to do something different on this one too. Perfect. Yeah, I was thinking because it just might be easier for me to come in, because I'm usually always awake first thing in the morning, and it makes it easier for me to plan things out, as opposed to late in the evenings when I'm like dead tired from the day of running around and stuff. So coffee got onto this one. Just gonna clean it up. So I am going to use a border punch. Started somewhere in the middle. Wait, this is not going to work. Border punch doesn't go on this part. It goes on this part. Duh. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, no, I don't take, I try not to take naps, Margaret. If I do, it really messes me up at night. And then I end up having to stay up half of the night. So I don't try not to do that. But I know because I'm diabetic, I've got to eat at 2 o'clock. So if I take a break at 1:30, then it gives me enough time to plan, because my doctor wants me to be on a set schedule for eating. So it usually takes me, depending on what I'm eating, a half an hour to get everything. It's because I had to go, it's tight because I had to go through this. It takes me half an hour to prepare lunch and stuff, so. Oh, that went off a little bit. No biggie. All right, I won't do it this way again. It does not like score tape. As I just discovered. So. Okay, so this is going to be this is going to be the outside pocket. Yeah, because the other piece is a flap. But the question is whether I want to do the flap the same way. No, I don't. No, I don't. All right. So. Question is whether I put the. I can always do it on the inside and put it that way. That's right. Okay. So put this one down first. Let's go this way. Yep. Let's go this way. Got it. All right, no problem, Vanessa. That's what I'm gonna end it early. Anyway, I'm gonna end it around 1:30. Like I said, I've got to eat by 2, so, and I don't have anything prepared. So this is, let's get this in there correctly. All right, so don't do the same mistake I did. I screwed up, but it'll be fine. I'll show you when I do the back pocket what I screwed up in the front part. Good. All right, so I think I'm going to put this in the back so that the weight of the papers will shorten it. So let's do this one over again. Ow. Damn it. Don't cut yourself. This is the other. So the mistake that I made on the first pocket, which I didn't realize I should have done, is you need to miter all the corners. So, and that's the mistake that I made. Forgot to miter that part. Because when I tried to fold it, it became too bulky for that part down there. So I think I'm going to change this up and I'm going to do it on this part. Yeah, no, it's going to be on this side. So that I can. So, this side. Yeah, I'll go find a Band-Aid and put some polysporin on it before it cracks open. Like it just did a hair. It didn't actually bleed. So this time, miter this corner. Tape on the wrong side. I do it this way. Yep. So should I continue working on this album this evening or leave this album till doing the next part tomorrow morning and work on something else when I come live with Emily tonight? What do you guys think? Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, I think I'm going to work on something else because this one needs concentration. The other one's kind of easy. All right, so that's this one. Now, this one I have to do this. Let me try something here. No, tonight's is going to be on Emily's channel. That's what she said. Ah, there's the other piece. Got it. This way. Try something different here. See if this will work. That's fine, Vanessa. We'll have we should have her mods in for tonight. I may have really screwed this thing up. Oh, wow. Huh, I think I broke my punch. Okay. I think I broke the punch. Won't punch properly anymore. And this was the only one I had. Okay, so make sure that's down. All right, let's try this again. May have to go and buy a new punch. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't do it anymore. All right, I give up with it. Let's get there goes that idea scrapped. So that in that case, I'm gonna have to make that pocket shorter. It's going to fit. All right, so I broke my punch, so I can't use what I was going to use to begin with. So don't ask me how I broke it, but I did. So, and that's the only one that I had that was a border. So I'm gonna have to rebuy one. Oh, good, Vanessa. These things happen. I know what I'm going up first. No big deal. Like I said, I'll just rebuy it. Just do without it. Yeah, that's what to do with that first one. Might read it. This way. All right, so done. So this is done. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. Let me finish this page so you guys can see how I was going to do it. And then I think this is where I'm going to quit for today. I'm going to take that punch apart and see how I can fix it. All right, so the idea here then is you're going to put a flap at the bottom. There you go. Okay. There, that worked. So you're going to have the magnets on the bottom. So when you open it, it's going to go this way. So it's going to open this way and this way. And then you're going to have the 5x7 waterfall in here. That. Might do a pocket in this one too. No, but that's the way it's going to go. So that's your first page. Yep, so far I like it. But you're right, Vanessa. I think I need to get off here, make myself something to eat. But I think I want to continue. So give me about an hour, guys. It is about 1:15. Give me about an hour or so, and I'll come back on. Because I want to continue working on this anyway. I want to do the back page, and I want to get some more of it done. Yeah, give me about an hour and a half. So let's say it's 1:15 now. 2:15, around 2:30. Yeah, around, yeah. 1:15, 2:15. All right, let's say, Vanessa, what about 3 o'clock? Would 3 o'clock work? And then we can go on for about another 2 hours? So let's do 3 o'clock. Okay, guys? 3 o'clock. All right, perfect. All right, see you guys, everybody, at 3 o'clock. I'll be back.